Welcome to Facts for Real videos. In this video you are going to see some objects hide their true purpose your entire life. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and hit the like button. Don't miss share with your friends. So let's start it. Over 40 billion Oreos are made every single year. It's the world's most popular manufactured cookie. The geometric design stamped into these cookies has the Nabisco logo, the symbol of European quality surrounding the word Oreo. William Turner created the chocolate cookie design we see today. Back in 1952, headphone jacks might become a thing of the past because of wireless technology, but if you've seen one you might have noticed the rings at the base of the plug. One ring means single sound playback, two rings represent stereo sound in the left and right ear, while three rings means you've got stereo and a microphone built in. Now the iconic orange, red, purple, yellow, and lime green rings of Fruit Loops hide a deep secret within. They don't represent different fruit flavors, all those rings are the same fruit flavors blended together. The colors are just for show. The E in Dell's logo is at an angle because the founder Michael Dell wanted his technology to turn the world on its ear. A compass uses magnets to point to the magnetic North Pole, but it's not really north at all. The North Pole of a compass magnet points toward the north because the north and south attract Earth's south. Magnetic pole is near the geographic north, while the North Pole is near Earth's geographic south. Confusing, isn't it? Those little red spots you sometimes see after you crack an egg are nothing to be worried about. Tiny blood spots can be caused by a small rupture in the blood vessel of the hand as it was laying the egg. Eggs with these blood spots are safe to eat, but that spot can be removed if you want. It won't affect the taste of the egg. That's comforting. Ketchup is a word taken from many cultures like Chinese, Malay, and Indonesia. It originally meant a pickled fish sauce. Catsup is also an acceptable spelling used, however ketchup is the most popular way it's spelled these days. E120 or natural red for food coloring. Acacarmed is made from tiny beetles. It's been used to color anything from cakes to candy to even drinks that shine on candy. Also comes from bugs. This time it's the Indian female lac bug. The beetle leaves behind a substance that is scraped from the trees to be formed into dry shellac that gives that glossy look. The Mozilla Firefox logo isn't a fox at all surrounding the planet, it's a red panda instead. The name Firefox is the English translation of its Chinese name. Those maintenance covers in the street are around for safety reasons. In past civilizations like ancient Rome, manholes, that's what they were called back then, were square-shaped slabs of stone. Unfortunately, these were prone to accidents if they weren't placed properly. A square cover could slip through the square hole diagonally out, placing a round cover eliminated this problem. A circle cover won't slip inside because there are no angles. A tomato isn't technically a vegetable, but a fruit. Banana trees aren't related to palm trees or trees at all, they're herbs. Banana is considered an herb because it never builds a woody trunk the way a tree does. Instead, it forms a succulent stalk like lemongrass or its cousin ginger. You can call them berries as well. The Golden Gate Bridge color wasn't meant to be the orangey red that it is today. The bridge's original color was suggested to be many other colors such as black with yellow stripes or even candy cane to make it visible for passing ships and aircraft, especially in the frequent San Francisco fog. But when the steel arrived covered in an orange primer to protect it from rust, the architect preferred the international orange color and it stuck. Those legs on the back of keyboards aren't an ergonomic designed to help your wrists sit better. Using the legs out for too long can tire and hurt your wrists, plus slowing your typing down. The hinge legs are just there to help you see the letters and numbers better if you don't know how to touch type. The color of a chili pepper reveals nothing about its taste or heat. The smaller a chili is, the hotter it'll usually be. The heat doesn't come from the seeds as believed, but the white membranes that hold them. The space below a cup of noodles is there to protect the noodles during transport. This technique is called a middle suspension. Not only are they protected better in their styrofoam cup, but it also helps those noodles soften more evenly and quickly. Now, even though you might have thought that the hole in the barrel of a ballpoint pen had no purpose, it does. It's called a venting system, which helps the ink flow more smoothly. This way, an even amount of air pressure is created inside and outside the pen, allowing the ink to flow into the point easily. One of the most recognized logos in the cycling world has a hidden item in its famous logo inside the Tour de France name. A cyclist hides, and the OU and RY keyboards have markings. If you look at your computer keyboard, you'll see two ridges on the F and J keys. Those help you position your hands and find the correct keys without looking. The trend started decades ago when people started taking typing courses, learned to use all 10 fingers while positioning their index fingers on the F and J keys. Why you yawn? Now, folks used to believe that people yawn because their body needs to take in more oxygen. But that theory was revised in a 2014 physiological research. Scientists studied 120 individuals and found that yawning happened more in the summer and less in the winter. It's the brain's immediate response to regulating its temperature when it gets hot. Yawning also helps you wake up. The movement stretches your lungs and let your body flex both the joints and muscles. Another study explains that contagious yawning in humans has to do with empathy. Why you snore when you're sleeping and not when you're awake? Well, that happens because air can't move freely through your nose or throat. That causes tissues to vibrate and ensure dinosaur-like sound. It doesn't happen when you're awake, because the muscles in your throat hold the airway wide open to allow smooth airflow, but during sleep those muscles relax and your airway shrinks. Why taxis are yellow? At the dawn of this mode of transportation, John Hertz, the founder of one company in New York, purchased several dozen used cars for his business to make the vehicle stand out. He painted them yellow after reading a study by the University of Chicago which said this color was the most visible from a distance in Europe. Yellow cabs had already toured the streets, but their career was short-lived. However, in 2013, green painted cabs appeared in the city. Through GPS analysis, the Taxi Commission found that some areas in New York had limited access to taxis, so green vehicles called borough taxis picked up passengers from those left out areas to fill in the gaps. Why do calculators have solar cells? The first solar calculator hit the shelves in the late 1970s. Back then, scientists began experimenting with cheaper solar cells than the ones used on satellites. Calculators were among the first products to have them to boast how little power they needed to work. In the 1990s, companies announced that more solar power goods would soon come out, but they never did. The technology moved to larger products such as lights and highway signs. Why do some sport coats have elbow patches? Originally, sport coats were made to be worn outdoors for sports. They had pieces of fabric in the elbows because it was easier and cheaper to replace just those parts than buy a brand new coat. Later, university professors and teachers began wearing them. The patches came in handy. The patches are for aesthetic purposes. Thanks for watching.